Hi, my name is Hannah Barker. Today's date is June 23rd and the password is purple. And this is my audience member, Brandon. Imagine being a full-time student while also working a full 40 hours a week. It would be tough, but worth it because you're getting paid, right? Imagine if you didn't get paid, but you still put in all that work every day at your full-time job. Since you aren't getting paid, your boss and anyone who is above you in the company is making all the money and is sitting back and watching you work hard. This doesn't seem fair, does it? I am sure many of you are thinking that this isn't possible for somebody to work full-time and not get paid, but it is. For collegiate athletes, they are full-time students and the sport they play is considered a full-time job, due to the amount of hours and hard work it requires each and every day. The National Collegiate Athletic Association, also called the NCAA, and the colleges are the ones making billions of dollars each year off of the backs of 18 to 22-year-olds. These student athletes do not get a single cent of that, and that is why I'm here to tell you why student athletes should get paid. According to Complex Sports, it is a multi-billion-dollar business where the only people who are restricted in their earnings in any way are the athletes, and nobody would put up with that in any other walk of life. Sports here in America have reached a level of popularity unlike any other country, mainly with football and basketball at an elite Division I collegiate level. In today's society, collegiate athletics makes its money off of these many young student athletes playing for their school and the NCAA. They play the sport they love, and in return, they are promised a free education. They are looked at as students first and then athletes, but missing classes for road games every other week, or during the month of March, basketball players missing over a month of school. How are they considered students first when clearly athletics is coming before that? For many of these student athletes, they feel like a free education isn't enough. For some of them, only the majority of their tuition is paid, and they are left trying to come up with a way to pay that last little bit. But for many of these student athletes, they come from a low-class family who aren't able to provide that extra money needed. When the final buzzer sounds on the field or court and that rush of adrenaline and everyone cheering for you ends, many of these student athletes, reality sets in, and they go home and they walk to their empty fridge and pantry. Then they go to sleep hungry. But didn't they just play in a game that thousands of people paid to attend and watch? This is the problem in today's society with collegiate athletics. Colleges combine making billions of dollars, along with the NCAA, and student athletes aren't making a single cent from it. For all other students who participate at their college, they make some sort of income, whether you are a student tutor or selling books at the bookstore. Like I stated earlier, colleges and the NCAA are making money off of these student athletes between the ages of 18 to 22 years old. For many of these coaches, they're making over $1 million a year. According to USA Today, Nick Saban's total pay a year is over $7 million. On top of that, he also receives a bonus and other perks that go along with that $7 million salary. During the documentary Schooled, The Price of College Sports, a former Tennessee football player described the very harsh reality of being a student athlete. He described how it is one of the best feelings during a game and also right after. People coming up to you to take pictures and sign autographs, that sounds great, right? But once he got home, it was a different feeling. He went home to no food and he was left hungry. He didn't have enough money to go grocery shopping, so he called his coach up and described the situation he was in and many of his other teammates. According to the NCAA, student athletes cannot take money or any other benefit from anyone, so their coach was left either buying them food and having an NCAA violation against him and the players, or letting them go to sleep hungry. Isn't it the players who make it happen for these coaches to make these millions of dollars? According to the NCAA, it is okay for them to make millions of dollars off the backs of these young student athletes, but a student athlete gets punished for taking food that their coach bought since they couldn't afford it, that is crazy and unfair. According to many collegiate athletes who perform at an elite Division I level, they feel like they have lost all their rights because of the NCAA. For many of these student athletes, they are pressured into putting so much work and time and energy into collegiate sports that they play. Even though they are students first, many people would rather see a football player at an elite Division I college put more time into football to catch an interception and get C's than him putting that time in the classroom and studying to get straight A's and to not catch any interceptions. These students are also pressured into taking certain classes and picking an easy major. For these coaches, they are wanting as much time from their players as possible. Not only does an easy major mean the chances of these student athletes staying eligible goes up, but that means more time that they are spent on the field than in the classroom. According to the documentary School, The Price of College Sports, it discussed a scandal that took place at the University of North Carolina. UNC was offering a class that didn't require any student to come to class, and there was only one assignment due. An employee at UNC says she never saw a student get below a B in that class. It is things like this that go unnoticed about how controlling colleges and the NCAA are over their student athletes. I understand that these athletes are promised a free education, but in all reality, it is not free. There is also no incentive for them to stay and finish college and playing a collegiate sport. For example, if a Division I football player is drafted into the NFL before his senior year of college, the chances of him going into the NFL are very likely, because there's an incentive that goes along with that. The main problem that is in place is that the NCAA and these schools pride themselves on making sure these kids are students first and then athletes second. But the reality of that is, athletics comes before school due to the amount of time and control the NCAA and coaches has over their collegiate athletes. The problem at hand is that collegiate athletes are the ones making these billions of dollars while the school and the NCAA piggybacks off of them to make all that money. According to the NCAA and others who are against paying collegiate athletes, it is looked at as too complicated to figure out. Yes, I understand it may be complicated, but it is not impossible. They are not even willing to sit down with these collegiate athletes that make them billions of dollars to hear their simple needs and a solution to this problem. Do these collegiate athletes make only money from endorsements, or do they receive money after winning certain games such as a national championship, or do all collegiate athletes receive a stipend? The first step in this whole process should be the NCAA sitting down with players and involving them more in the decision-making process. Thank you.